All right, welcome out to another short episode of the Pirates Cove podcast. This is the recap. This is where I come in and I talk a little bit about the game. I thought about coming on last night, but I was too excited, so I kind of wanted to gather my emotions, right? And I said, no, I'll just do it tomorrow. You're just a little too excited right now to get on, so kind of wanted to process what was a great game as a Pirate fan. This is the best game I've seen ever. I think a Texas high school baseball game. I haven't gone to many, but what a game. If you were not out at the game last night, game one of the area around here in Rockport, you missed one heck of a game. I think the crowd left there thinking, wow. I mean, Rockport took the loss 4-3, but the game from start to end, I think if you're on either side, you're just like, we didn't know what team was going to win the game till the very last hit. It was that good of a game. And I obviously I thought Rockport could compete and I thought we could win, right? But I didn't expect a game like this. I thought one team would win by at least 3 or 4 runs, whether it be Rockport or Robstown, right? I didn't think it was going to be this close of a game, but if you were at the game, and it was great. I was on top of the press box with some guys. There were some guys there from Robstown as well. So shout out to those guys, man. We during the innings we could talk a little bit of baseball, and they have a lot of knowledge about. They've been doing that for Robstown baseball for quite some time. But I really enjoyed the conversations I had up with those guys. But the game, back to the game, and the game was just a great game. There was a big crowd out there. You know, you saw on one side the big red, all the Robstown fans, and you saw the green and gold on the other side, the Rockport fans. So it was a good turnout. It's great for baseball. And like I said, Robstown gets to win 4-3 in game one of the area round. Game two will be played tonight in Robstown Steve Costello Field. Game time it will start at 7. But just kind of recap game one. Uh, Rockport, I said, in the first round, Rockport scored 14 runs and then in game one and 10 in game two. So the offense was rolling in the by district round, but the offense is not always going to score that many runs, right? Sometimes you got to rely on your defense, rely on your pitching, or you just got to grind the game out. And Rockport definitely last night competed. I've had Coach Elizondo on the podcast, and he talks many times about we're going to compete. It doesn't matter what team we're playing, he said, or who's on the mound. We're going to compete. That's what we do. And last night was a prime example of a team that competed. I mean, as a fan, yeah, I'm obviously I'm disappointed, right? Because I want to win like everybody else, all the other Pirate fans. But I can't be disappointed with the performance or the effort, right? Because we were in the game all the way to the end, and that's exactly how you want it if you're a fan. And so, offensively, we got some runs. Rockport scored first. We were up 1-0 in the middle innings. I can't remember exactly when, but in the middle innings, Robstown comes back and takes the lead. I believe it's 3-1. Rockport comes back and gets 2 runners on base, and then Devin Phillips comes up and hits a ball over to a center field, which appears to be like it's going to be a single, right? But the center field for Robstown just a ball got past him, and so this allowed Devin Phillips to run the bases to second, and there was an error on that Robstown center fielder, and so Devin rounds third. And you can see coach is bringing him home, and sure enough, he made it all the way home. And so Rockport, what should have been a 4-3 lead, is what we thought, right? Well, it appeared that the umpire, the third base umpire, called. I saw him, kind of like make the out signal. I couldn't understand. I didn't think it was going to be an interference because I didn't see that, so I couldn't really understand. I mean, I just didn't know what was going on. So anyway, there was a meeting. They took 1 run off. Rockport should have had the score should have been 4-3, but they took 1 run off. And then I got a message, and people were saying that maybe Rockport, one of the runners didn't touch the third base. I don't know if that's true or not. Still today, I don't know if that's true. I mean, it makes sense, but I don't know if that's true. I haven't gotten anything from the coaches, so I don't know if that's true. That's just what I was told. But whatever the case was, they took 1 run off the board, which then made it 3-3 going into the later innings. And like I said, it's the performance from the offense. I thought was still good because they got runs when they needed to get runs. If we go to the offensive side for Rockport here first, Let's see, you had Dawson Phillips, which was in the lineup. We saw that him getting in the lineup against Divine, so he was in the lineup again. He scored 2 runs. Isaiah Lizondo had a big a single in the seventh inning to keep things rolling. He went 1 for 2. Devin Phillips also went 1 for 3, 1 run, 1 RBI. Um, Sean Howe had a big night, both at the plate, and we'll talk about his pitching performance here in a minute. But on the mound, I mean, on the plate as well as a batter, he went 2 for 3, 1 RBI. Um, and then let's see, you had Jackson Gruber went 1 for 4. Kyle Novak 1 for 3. So overall, the like I said, they didn't hit like they did against Divine, but that's not always going to be the case. But you ask how, did Rockport manage to stay in the game? Well, when you look at the pitching performance, you had Sean Howe on the mound. He pitched 6 innings. He gave up 7 hits, only 3 runs. He walked 3, but he struck out 12. And the one thing about Sean Howe, and I talk about this when I talk about this young man on the podcast, is that you can have runners on in scoring position, but when needed, he always finds a way, pretty much more times than not, to get himself out of a jam, right? And I've seen this a couple of times from him. You have guys, runners at second and third, 1 out, and he'll either get a strikeout or he'll get a pop up or he'll get a grounder. And he'll get out of the inning without giving out any runs. And last night was a prime example. I mean, he pitched a great game. He pitched. There's a pitch count in high school, right? I think it's 110 pitches. You can't go over 110 pitches. That's the limit. I believe I'm telling you that correctly. Sean Howe pitched a total of 113 pitches, I think. So if you're pitching and you go over the pitch count, but you have you can, if you're still facing that batter and you go over the pitch count, they'll allow you to finish out that batter. So I believe I saw that he had 113 pitches total. So that was at the end of the sixth, going into the seventh. We were going to need to bring in another um, pitcher, and at 113 pitches, he was still striking out people in that inning. I mean, batters. It was just an amazing performance by this young man, and I brag a lot about him because he's a phenomenal player, I think, and he's only a sophomore, right? So, me as a Pirate fan, I'm wanting to see this kid's junior and senior year, the rest of this year, watch him pitch, because he's had one heck of a sophomore season, I think. But just a great performance. Like I said, Robstown was able to get hits, but he was able to limit those runs when he needed to get a big out. He was able to get those outs, get those strikeouts. And like I said, he was striking still over 100 pitches. He was still going in there striking out batters. So a great performance once again from Sean Howe, who kept the Pirates close and gave us an opportunity to win that game. And then, of course, Chris Oakman comes in and shuts down the Robstown top of the seventh. They had bases loaded also, and could have with the 4-3 lead, and they could have added another couple of runs, but Chris Oakman, the freshman, was able to come in and not give up another run, keep it 4-3 going into the bottom of the seventh. So it was another great job by those pitchers as well. Pirates pitchers to come in and keep it close to give Rockport a chance going into the bottom of the seventh. You get to the bottom of the seventh, man, and we get some runners on, and we load the bases. I mean, it's 1 out, bases loaded. It's where you want to be, right? And Robstown's able to get a strikeout from one of the RF batters, and then of course the next batter comes in with 2 outs, hits it over to first base. Great effort to run out there and try to beat the throw, but Robstown was able to get the out, and that kind of ended the game at 4-3. So when I look at this game, Rockport had their opportunities. They had bases loaded. They had opportunities to score, and that wasn't the only time. There was another time where they had bases loaded. I think it was 1 out or so, and couldn't get the run in. So just that hit that was needed didn't come. And like I said, if you look at this game, the performance that the Pirates put together was great. They were in position multiple times to win the game. Sometimes it doesn't happen that way for us, right? But it's definitely not from a lack of effort. And so, I left the game last night disappointed because as a Pirate fan, I wanted to win. but I couldn't be or stay disappointed because when I look and I thought about the performance, I said, man, we did everything. We're right there. And I thought about what Coach Elizondo said, and that's we compete. And boy, did they do that. And you have to be proud of what you saw last night and the growth that these because a lot of kids grew up last night, Pirate baseball players. I mean, really, that game right there, a playoff game, second round, you play like that, that's big time. And for Rockport, we're coming, and people are taking notice of that. I was up there with some of those, like I said, those Robstown guys, and they were like, "Hey, man, very impressive." The pitching performance, they had a roster, so it also showed the grades and they were like, "Wow, man, this team is coming." So to be able to hear that from other people, and the way they talk about the Pirate baseball, and man, you guys, we're gonna be hearing about you guys for quite some time playing a team like Robstown, a team that won the district, right? Robstown, the Pickers won the district. And that district, if you look at that district, they got some tough teams down there. Cal Allen, Muscle Middle. I mean, they've got some tough competition. And this is the team that came out of that district as district champs, and they come over to your place in game one, and you give them everything that they could ever want. Says a lot about your program, and we're headed down the right direction. So I just think you have to get excited about Pirate baseball, and that last night just shows you where this program is going, and the potential of something special that's coming. If not this year, definitely in the next couple of years. The future looks bright for Rockport-Fulton Pirate baseball. But again, it's just one game, but they lost 43. There's a 2-3 series. They'll play game 2 tonight in Robstown at Steve Costello Field. So if it's anything like it was game 1, you definitely want to get out there and see game 2, man. It's going to be hopefully another great game. Hopefully the Pirates can come back with the win, and then we'll see where game 3 is played. Hopefully weather permits. It doesn't rain. Game time is scheduled to start at 7. Robstown wins. They advance. The season is over for the Pirates. If Rockport can come on and get a win, they'll definitely play a game 3. Where that'll be played, I'm not sure yet. I've heard some things, but I'm not sure if those are accurate or not, because when I hear from Coach Elizondo, then it's when I post it. So hopefully we got to get to game 2 and win that before we can talk about it game 3. But overall, again, just a great performance by the Rockport-Fulton Pirates. I'm really proud of the way they played, and then they gave the Pirate fans a show last night. Even though we came up a little short, every Pirate fan has to be happy with what they saw last night when it comes to Rockport-Fulton Pirate baseball. So again, game 2 will be played tonight if weather permits in Robstown at 7 p.m. Definitely try to get out there early. I'm not sure how big that field is, but I'm sure, Robstown's going to pack it up with their people. So get there early, get a good seat. If it's anything tonight like it was in game 1, boy, you're in for a great show again tonight. So, like I said, I just wanted to come out here. I wanted to do this show did a little podcast last night, but I said, no, I was just a little too hyped up last night. I said, let me get some rest and kind of, go over my notes and stuff. And then I'll come on here around noontime or morning and something, and I'll talk a little bit about it. But again, this is just a recap. I come out and do this, just kind of break the game down, and then I give my thoughts on what I think about the game. And I'll do that again tonight. Win or lose, it doesn't really matter. I'm going to come on regardless and talk about the game. And I want to be able to do this for all the sports, all Rockport sports right after the game or the next day. If I'm real emotional, I'll kind of just cool myself down, calm down. So sometimes I'll come on right after a game. Sometimes I may wait until the next day. But definitely I'm going to start doing this, recapping the game, breaking it down, and coming on for a few minutes and then giving my opinion on what I think happened in this game. So again, I'm just so proud of the performance of the kids, the way they play. They're playing with a lot of confidence, like I said, and they've gotten better, obviously, from day 1 to where we're at last night. And they've been growing, and they definitely grew up. A lot of them grew up last night in a playoff game, playing the way that we played, the atmosphere, the way it was, man. People showed up last night. The Pirate baseball players showed up. And even though we got the 1-point loss, you got to be proud of their performance last night. I definitely sure am. So I just want to say good luck to Coach Elizondo, his assistant coaches, and the Pirates as they travel to Robstown tonight. Hopefully we can get that win and extend this series to a game 3. So once you see this podcast, like I said, please share it on your timeline if you like it, or become a subscriber on the PC, the Pirates Cove YouTube channel. Definitely like to have you, because we do this. We're going to continue to do this, these short podcasts, but also every Wednesday we have interviews with coaches and players, and we're going to continue to expand that. And like I said, we're also going to be going out there live streaming some games. Like I said, we didn't live stream this series this year, baseball, because the UIL, it kind of some changes have been made. And we're just talking about which is going to suit us better, which route is going to suit us better. So we're still trying to figure that out. I didn't want to make any decisions right off the bat. Baseball and softball season passed, so I'll have the whole summer to kind of read up a little bit more and kind of which way is going to go better for us. So many things changing with the UIL, right? And so I just want to make sure that when we live stream the games, we take the route that best suits the Pirate fans and of course ourselves here at GT Sports. So we'll see. We'll have something figured out by the summer, but that's why I didn't stream the games. I don't know, still thinking about which is the best route for me to take to be able to live stream games, Rockport games, and bring them to you guys. So hopefully we'll have that figured out by summertime. And like I said, it's definitely we're planning to do that. So we're planning to live stream more games next year. Definitely have the Pirates Go podcast bringing in players and coaches. So we're expanding slowly, but we're getting there. But in the meantime, the best I could do is just kind of update you guys through the Pirates Cove Facebook page. So hopefully you guys, I can at least do that for those that can't make the game. But again, game 2 will be played in Robstown tonight, 7 p.m. Hopefully the weather will allow. But share this podcast or any podcast that you like on your timeline. Become a Pirates Cove YouTube subscriber. I definitely love to have you and follow us. So definitely I'll upload this here in just a bit. And again, it's just a little recap, a little short recap that I'll start doing now, just to kind of break down the game and what I saw last night and give my opinion. So hopefully you guys will like it. And again, hopefully the Pirates tonight can get game 2, get a win, and let's extend this over to game 3. But it's one game last night that this Pirate fan will not forget for quite some time, if I ever forget. It was just a great game, and I'm just glad to have been able to be there personally and see it with my own eyes, because it was one heck of a game. I really enjoyed the game last night. Hopefully there'll be more of those type of games, but it will be on the winning end in the near future. So thank you very much. Following this, I'll upload this here in about an hour or so and send it out. So until then, man, thank you very much. And like I said, we'll see you guys either tonight after the game. I'll come on to recap game 2. If I don't do it tonight, I'll definitely do it tomorrow. But I'm thinking I'm going to be able to do it tonight. So I'll see you guys here tonight, if not tomorrow. Until then, have a great day. Peace out.